Welcome back. We got a little bit of a project list downstairs that we're going to go take a look at to determine what we need to do next. Let's go take a look. We got a few projects we need to get done. And I did do some resource gathering in the off video time. But here we have it, our project list. Storage is the top item, with a train station, power station, tree farm, mob tower, and eventually setting the city blocks up and getting a mining drill, which might be more important sooner than later. But in terms of storage, I love these drawers. Don't get me wrong, they're great, but I think we can do better. So much so, let's take a look at what Create offers. Vaults. Vaults can store large amounts of items in about the same amount of space. And the cool thing with vaults is you can set it up so that you can have a general area to see everything you have. But some items that we'll need for it is definitely going to be the vaults, the stock ticker, which is an important part of it, because you'll need a stock link and a stock ticker. That way that you can take items in and out of a vault, or even a chest. Any sort of storage item you can usually use these on. And the cool thing is they can come down the belt in packages, or you can even have it automatically sorted into a chest. You can even use filters to categorize your items, which is huge because have you ever tried to find a stone in a mess of chests? But again, I love the drawers for the bulk items we have. But when you get down to like the many of ones and twos, the vault really comes in handy. But with that storage idea comes one thing. You need power, and we also need storage. You can't have one without the other. So I guess the first item we're going to do today is the power station, which we're going to set up in a area just north of us. But we'll go take a look at that in a minute. And my goal is to keep it in the 16 by 16 chunk squares, essentially. So if we do have to chunk load any of this down the road, we can have it set up so we're not missing half of it. like you see with this iron farm over here. Half of it's in a chunk and the other half isn't, and I've found that when I go too deep in the mines, I end up with gravel instead of iron. But let's go ahead and grab some resources to start building our power station, which I think we're going to make with steam engines. So, I'll bring you guys back in a minute once I have all those resources over there. Oh, and I almost forgot. I did make a all-in-one construction contraption. Something we can take with us that allows us to craft, smelt, stone cut, and store the building materials we need. Because I found myself running back and forth way too much. But it's very simple. Nothing too major. A couple barrels, some tools, and we put it on a minecart assembler. And with a redstone signal, it becomes all one item on a minecart that we can just pick up like this. And put in our pocket. And then just to put it down, you just need rails if it's just storage. Oops, wrong way. But if you have the cart assembler down and you don't have redstone going to it, it turns it all back into blocks that you can interact with again. Because for the most part in contraption mode you can only access the chests. Okay. We're back over at the power station site. Let's go ahead and put down our construction contraption. So that way there, I can show you everything that we have and that we're gonna need. Little rail, cart assembler, then we'll throw that right in. Make sure it's lock rotation, although it might not matter. And there we go. Everything we're gonna need for today's build. Including all our create components. So I think we're going to have the power output from the power station right along here. That way there we can run north and south with the power, just in case we need it elsewhere. That's over a longer distance. And we'll just place down some temporary blocks. Wait, why don't I just grab the actual bricks we're going to use? Makes a lot more sense. So we'll do a small portion of the wall here just to get a basic idea of where we're going to have the boilers for the steam engine, the power output, and I think think right about here roughly is where we're going to put the power output. So I'll map this out a little bit. Want to try to have at least one block between the wall and the boiler to get back there for maintenance purposes. So that should do. But we'll move it up just a little. And boiler should go right about there in the end, with the campfire underneath it for the heat source. But yeah, so it looks like boilers, you can have them set up in any configuration of 4 fluid tanks with the steam engine and a shaft. Looks like it comes out 3. It does look like we'll need a water source as well. So let's see. Yeah, that won't do. That'll put us right against the back wall. So we'll put it here. 1, 2, 3. That's where the shaft will end. So we'll come out here. Just fill in this area. That way there we know where our output's gonna be. Let's go ahead and grab our fluid tanks, steam engines, and build this first boiler up. 2, 3, and 4. That gives us enough to make a steam engine. And it looks like we'll be 2 blocks up for it, and that turns those fluid tanks right into the boiler. So we'll take that block away. And we'll grab our campfires. And that will give us our basic boiler. And we'll go ahead and put a shaft in it, which I can use the wrench to turn it, but I also added in the button set to make it a little easier so I can visually see which way I need to turn it. Take some of the guesswork out of it. We're going to put up another 3 boilers, well, another 2. So we'll have the 2 campfires there. Crouch and click, and we'll go up here to place the other parts to it. And then we'll go ahead and link them together, which we can just come straight across. And we'll just make sure that they're all set in the right direction so we don't rip our steam engines apart. And then back here they will need water sources. So I didn't bring any pumps with us, so we'll make a couple of those real quick. And placing the pumps down right here. Over there, they're all in a row for when we power them. Place some pipes. Although, let's go ahead and build the wall up back here. Might have to change something. It's not going to allow us space to get around the boilers once we block it in. Grab some stone just to extend our pad out a little bit that we're building on. And we're still within that one chunk border. Might have to dig it out a little bit. Suppose using a shovel might be easier. And you know what, I won't say no to some free iron. Especially this close to the surface. Okay, that should give us the space we need now. Go ahead and extend these pipes out. Put that back. Let's grab our industrial iron. We'll use that to frame out where we're going to put our water tank. And we'll go one more over. So that way there, all of these should be, each space should be 3, which will give us infinite water on each pipeline. And we'll just build this wall up a little bit. And I don't think I brought any water with me. Or buckets for that matter. Okay, let's place some water here. 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 And here. Okay, now to just power up the pumps to feed the boilers. We gotta power these pumps somehow. I think we're gonna use a water wheel. That way there, if we don't have a chunk loader, this should still restart on its own. I think we'll put it right over here. Just block that in. And I don't have a water wheel on me. I think I might have one in... you know what? We'll just cut down this tree. Why not? That's why we have a tree farm. Make some planks. And that should give us enough to make the water wheel. And I think we'll go ahead and make it a large water wheel, just so we have plenty of stress units. Too close. Perfect. We'll just block it here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and change out some of this dirt so it matches. Let's see if we have anything in here. Let's see. Oh, we do have some stone. By some, I mean two. And we'll go down one more. Because we are gonna probably have to put a speed control, well, not a speed controller, but gear it up to power the pumps at the faster rate. But let's sleep the rain away. Oh, even better. Perfect timing to sleep the thunderstorm away. just go ahead and turn this cobble into stone. While that cooks away, we'll continue working on our power. Let's see, we'll make a couple cog wheels to make a, let's see, a gearbox. We'll make 2. But, you know, if we're gonna speed this up, maybe we could do something different. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, you know what? We'll just use the gearboxes to bring it up. And I forgot my cogs, but I know where I have some. And by some, I mean at least 20 of each. Put everything we need down here. Okay. So if we're coming to that point there, we're gonna need to put another gearbox up there. There we go. Turn it around if we... Oh, no. Come on. No. No. Let's try that again. And this is why I did the button shortcut. There we go. Put our large cog to a small cog. Back to a large. To a small. And let's just put some water here. Just so we can see the speed. Didn't like how it was flowing. Let's try that. Oh, once I put some bricks in the way there, we'll be fine. But I think we gotta go one more. Maybe. Go ahead and cap that. Place our small cog. Large cog. Cap that one. Go to a small... Come on. There we go. That should do it. Now just to get this one to power that. I guess we could use encased chain drives. bring it over. But then again, let's see. You know, that just lines right up with the cog. Let's get rid of these. I got plenty of cog wheels, so we'll just... There we go. And we got under pressure, puddle collector, and the powerhouse. So all three of these should be... Okay, that says idle. Passive, idle. 1 out of 3. Okay, what did I do? Passive, idle, idle. Is it not pulling water? No, it's not. That one's not, that one's not. But this one is. Do they each need their own source? Let's go ahead and change some things up. Yeah, let's sit back a second while I figure this out. Okay, collect all the water. Okay. So, I guess we'll have a few different water sources. So we have 2 for the first boiler and the second boiler. I guess we'll have to go with this one behind. Yeah. Take that off. Pipe that over. And then, you know what? Yeah, we'll just take this back. We'll put a source right here. We'll have to go down one more. Okay, so why is this still not... Oh. Are you kidding me? Well, that would explain it. So, very important lesson is to always check what direction your pumps are pumping in. We'll just click that there and that there. Open these up. And we now have water to all three. There we go. So I guess we'll just fill this back in. But yeah, that's the basic of steam boilers. You can get very passive energy just using a campfire. And if we want to, we can always exchange it out a little bit. Like, I think you can use blaze burners under them. And it can increase the output of them. And the higher you make the boiler with more around it, gives you different levels. And the more engines you have on one boiler, allows you a higher output to max output. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish. Now let's put this on first, see how much total stress we're getting. 6,144, not bad. For just campfires. And we'll just go ahead and pull the power out from here just so we have it already out the side of the building and we won't accidentally cover it up when we're building. So yeah, I'm gonna get a building put together, I think, in a second. Just make sure everything's working like it should. Yeah, I have room to expand these to larger boilers too, right next to each other. But yeah, I'm gonna go to a time lapse to build this building, and then right afterwards, we'll go ahead and tour it. So enjoy the time lapse. Okay. Wow, wasn't that build exciting? We got the power plant all enclosed in now. Got some nice windows on the front and some decorations. Let's go ahead and take a look around. I added some different pieces here, granite, copper doors, and then we're gonna decorate in here eventually, but I just wanted to get the basics done for now. We got our power plant up and it's still running. at 6,000 stress units for now. Hopefully we don't go through all of that in one build. And then I added some details along the outer edge of it. And we have our power output right here. That will allow us to put power poles with chain conveyors to help power other areas of our city. But overall, I think that was a very successful build. So I'll catch you next time. And don't forget to click like and subscribe down below. And we'll see what we'll craft up next.